friends! Today we're going to be doing our continual line flower painting. And what you're going to need for this is some watercolor paper or drawing paper again. I've chosen this tan drawing paper. Yours doesn't have to be tan, it can be white. We're also going to need our watercolors. I have my very used watercolor set here. Cup for water, little paper towels, and a pencil. What I have drawn here is the template for the flower. I have attached a printable template on the presentation that I sent you all. But what you're going to do is take your piece of paper and just draw out the flower first in pencil, and then go straight in with your watercolors. So now that I've drawn that out, we're going to go right in with our watercolors. And the three colors that you're going to need today are red, green, and yellow. You can also use orange, but our leaf and stem is going to be green, petals are going to be red, and the inside of the flower can either be a yellow or an orange. I know some of the watercolor sets have a little lighter yellow that you can't really see, so orange is fine. If you mix the lighter yellow with the red and make an orange, that is perfectly fine as well. But I'm going to start by going into my green. And since I'm outside, there are a few little friends dropping down on my paper, and that's okay. But I'm going to start with the green, starting at the bottom. Working our way to the side of the leaf and just stopping at the tip of the leaf and getting a little bit more paint and continuing from that tip down about right there. Getting another dip of paint, going back up to the tip of the leaf, stopping just before our other tip, dipping back into the paint right to about the bottom of the stem. And I'm dipping back into the paint just so that I can keep the thick consistency of the paint, making sure it's not too thin so I don't have to go back over it. And even though we're stopping, we're still starting from where we stopped, so we keep that line continued so it doesn't start anywhere else. Back up. See, this line is getting a little bit thin, so I need a little more watercolor. But starting exactly where I ended off, and then we're gonna curve into our petals and stop. Now this is where the red watercolor comes in, because that's gonna be the color of our petals. So we dip into our red. The video is a little cropped here, but I am remembering to clean off my brush before each color. So dipping my brush into the water, dabbing it on the paper towel to get the previous color off, then dipping into the water again and going into the new color. Just remember to do that for each color that we switch to. And starting where we left off at the green, going around the edge of the petal, stopping at the top. The wind is blowing away some of my supplies. Starting where we finished, back up. Staying in about the middle of the petal. And we're gonna go back down to the end. Dip into my watercolor so I can get more. And back up again. Once we get to the end of this petal, we're gonna curve into the next one. And I'm going to turn my paper around so that I'm not awkwardly trying to move around the painting, and also so I don't accidentally dip my arm in the wet watercolor that's still on the paper, because I don't want to smudge anything. Starting where I left off, going back down, up to the middle of the petal, back down to the end. I'm going to dip in a little bit more. curve it around. We're just going to continue this going all the way around the flower. Also make sure that you're covering your pencil marks. And once this is dry, if you see any pencil marks on the edge, you can definitely erase them if you don't want to see them. I'm trying my best to cover all of my pencil marks so I don't have to go back and erase any, but you can. Once the watercolor is dry, completely dry. Almost forgot to turn. Now we're at the last petal, and this petal is going to, oh, the sun's coming out, nice. This petal is going to go into the center of our flower. So when you get to the edge of this petal, you're gonna turn it inward and then stop, and that's where we're gonna use our yellow or orange if that's what you're using. If your yellow is just a little too bright, it's a little hard to see. So we're going to go into the yellow and start where we ended and go all the way around. I'm going to make sure that I'm turning my paper so it's not too hard to go around, all the way around. All the way, and then stop where the stem is. I'm going to change the direction and just go up and curve it around the center, almost like we're making a spiral. It's kind of a little wiggly, kind of warped spiral. Curving it inwards, back down to where our stem is, and we're going to stop again and go back into our green to finish off the other side of the stem and the leaves. So starting where we ended with the yellow, all the way down, I'm gonna stop and turn up to the edge of our leaf. Turn it again. Come back down. And back up. And all the way back down to our edge. And there we have it. Our continual flower. Isn't that beautiful? This is a fun little calm activity. You can do multiples of these. You can do it on a small sheet of paper. I just took my larger sheet of paper and kind of cut it in half to make these smaller ones, but you can do it on a larger sheet of paper and just make multiples. I would also love to see if you guys do any different variations of colors. If you want to change the petal color, some purple flowers, some blue flowers, any color you like. Just make sure you're keeping the inside maybe yellow or orange and the stems green. But definitely I'd love to see any different variations of this that you all would enjoy doing. I hope you had fun with this little activity and enjoyed doing it outside or inside, but just have fun with it. Okay, see you guys next time.